came in for the electric solar charge zero turn. This is the box they came in. I'm not doing any more unboxing videos. They're annoying wastes of time. So yeah, these are 4 12-volt 110 amp hour batteries. They got 110 amp BMS. I got them from Watt Cycle, and excuse me, they're 100 amp hour 110 amp BMS. I got them from Watt Cycle. The 4 of them cost together $659, which may sound expensive, may not, but I only paid $2,500 for this zero turn. So with good batteries, I hope to sell the AGMs, the glass matte lead acid batteries, for like $300. It'll reduce the cost of this to $359 for this conversion. I've seen other conversions on YouTube on how to convert your Ryobi motor to lithium batteries. I find them kind of complicated, like they're getting into wiring that I don't think needs to be got into. For example, the battery charge meter. I have got a 50% rule. First cart I did in 2012 has the lead acid meter still in it. When it hits 50%, I know it's time to take it back to the barn. That's because, and I'll put it on the 20% charge voltage for a LiFePO 4 battery is like 48 volts, 48 and small change, like 48.4 volts is the 20% state of charge left. And in a lead acid battery, that's like 50% charge left. So you just use the lead acid meter and just let it eat the way it is, and you save yourself, I don't know, however much money you want to spend on a LiFePO 4 gauge. I'm going to be the only one operating the mower. Prior to this, that mower mowed close to 3 acres. I think it might be actually 3 acres or a little above, and with like 20% less on the lead acids. One benefit I hope to achieve from this is that the lead acid batteries, the AGMs that I'm removing, each weigh about 70 pounds a piece, and these weigh 23 pounds a piece, and that'll amount to like 180, 190, probably close to 190 pound weight savings over the lead acid battery. So I expect the mower to have a better hill climbing ability. I do have a steep hill that I have to mow. You'll see down here somewhere it says it's a form factor 31, which means this battery will go exactly in the place of the batteries that are coming out of it. All the stock hold downs will work. Even the stock jumpers are going to work because these posts are in the same spot. Now, it's a 48 volt system. These are 4 12-volt batteries. That means we need to hook them in series. So this is going to be the plus and minus going to the mower. Then we are going to run a jumper from this minus to this plus, this minus to this plus, this minus to this plus, yielding 48 volts here. That's a series connection. So 110 amp BMS, these will be capable of outputting 110 amps full time to the mower unit. I've put an ammeter on the mower and measured the output from it with a peak. And the peak I ever got using the meter with an ammeter to measure the DC out was 60 amps. So I'm like almost twice of that capacity. So I don't think I'm going to be hurting the batteries at all. So before we hook these in series, I want to make sure that these are all at the same voltage, because when I go to charge them, I'm going to plug in a 48 volt charger. I'm actually going to use the stock Ryobi charging port with a slight modified end on it, where I'm just going to cut the cable off the original and put it on I'm going to adapt it to a lithium ion charger. So if I do need to 120 volt charge it, it'll have that capability. So everything's going to be stock. This is going to be cheap and dirty. The only thing that I'm going to exchange are these 4 batteries, and I should be able to drop 180 pounds. and I'll have more usable capacity in these batteries because you can discharge them at a much lower capacity. So I should be able to mow probably close to 5 acres with these. I'm not sure. All I care about is I can get my 3 acres done. So with that, we're gonna move outside and extract those lead acid batteries from that cart, swap them, put these in, and then we'll have the project complete. Oh, so let's go and measure this real quick before we do that. Newsflash, I've already measured it. So this is showing 13.19 volts. This is 13.18 volts. This is 13.18 volts. And this is 13.18 volts. Now, so I'm 1/100th of a volt off on all of these packs. That's sufferable. I'm gonna just hook them up in series and let them eat the way they are. By the way, the brand is Watt Cycle. I think they were $169 a piece. Let's see outside. All right. Let's get started. So first, this is a T27. There's 4 screws here, 1 here. It's cold as hell here. It's snowing actually. One here. 1 here. And 1 here. Well, these 3 were torques. That one looks like it's Allen wrench head. Let's try it by itself. So I got this started at 2 hours on it. I don't understand why it's got different types of bolts in there, but whatever. Okay, they watch a video on this. I don't really remember all that much of it. It looks like these 2, this crossbar needs to come out to get to slide the battery tray out. It's like a 1/2 inch. And it fits. Should be a 1/2 inch nut on the bottom. It is. Make sure I'm not being a plumber on video. Okay, that was easy. So you got 2 bolts here. There's like a washer in between there. It's good to know. That needs to go back on. These washers here, space in between the battery tray clip and the frame. And then, oh yeah, I gotta undo the electrical connection, I believe. There it is. Looks like an Anderson type DC connection to the battery. 125 amp fuse. That's weird looking. Looks like it's bolted down. Yeah, got a double set screw in there. And we can take off this Anderson connector. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but when I pull it out, you'll see it well. These things are notoriously hard to deal with. Alright, I'll be right back. Apparently, there's the Anderson connector I had to disconnect. Apparently there's another bolt right here in the center that I'm thinking, when I loosen this up, take this bolt out, I think that that'll actually let the unit slide out. There's a 1/2 inch also, so that's kind of nice. I'm not really sure if it's not metric, because the 1/2 inch socket seems to get hung up on it. I'll get this down. See if it's like that. Yep, we got moving. Well, I got all sorts of wires and stuff that you need to kind of pay attention to. So
underneath there. Sure, there's some connectors connected to that target circuit that I need to take off. This one clearly looks like it's on a ring terminal. So, push that back in on the other side. Okay, there's one. I should be able to pull this one out a little bit. They really could have done a better job of making this accessible. There's another. That one doesn't look like it's attached to anything. So it looks like there's two cables that need to be disconnected. Everything else looks like it's sort of clear. This one we should pull out. It's snagged. Everything else just barely clears. Oh, this one is attached to. Yep, I got one more that needs to get disconnected. Looks like some sort of fuse holder. Okay, there are three connectors. So it feels like something's still hanging up. I think it's this guy. It looks like the heavy power cable is snagging on here. Okay, so once again we got another one of those tops hanging up on it. Very annoying. Last, yeah, it's hanging up on these heavy power cables here. I don't want to on a second. Yeah, extra hands would be nice. Okay, there's the battery tray. It's now separated from the vehicle. So here it is. And I think basically these things can get moved back and forth. So do the series connections of these batteries. Here's the 1, 2, and 3 cables that needed to be disconnected before I pulled out again. 1/2 inch, which is really good. So far it's a T27, 5mm Allen, which I don't think I should have had to use, and then a 1/2 inch socket. And now I should be able to detach the. Okay, power cable's detached. Put that over here. I'm not going to put these back in because I've just increased the risk of a short. Should be able to pull this off after I get these two done. I noticed they have the end is color coded black and red. That's it. We'll be using these cables. These are actually it's really blowing. I gotta remember to put this bracket back on before I put these cables back. All right. Need to get my back a little rest. Take these covers off. These are short protector covers. These terminals are short for a little extra protection. We will be reinstalling those. And now we can just put these batteries off. Set them aside. Yeah, those are heavy. And then we put these batteries on nice and light. You know what? Okay. Now let's stick the new batteries in the tray where the old batteries came from. All right, that looks good. Let's see how this fits. So, more space in the tray. You don't want the batteries flopping around. I wonder if I can squeeze it back into this. Alright, I gotta go get something to fit in here. The batteries are, I would say, about 3/8 of an inch, quarter 3/8 of an inch too short to fit snugly in the tray. And I do want them fitting snugly in the tray. This thing sees a lot of shaking and vibration. Okay, what I decided to do, I got some of this medium density foam. It came from the battery packing. What I've decided to do is I'm going to take this and pack it between the center of the batteries because I want this to have enough movement that I can adjust it back and forth because I got to hit that hole in the frame. So I'm just tearing off the ends of this. Should make that problem go away. The batteries are rattling around, and once this tightens them down, really that should probably stop any of that. It was good enough to ship them from China. Imagine it'll work in this situation. I like it. All right, now these bolts with it. I'm reinstalling these things with it. Pop off all these protectors. These are any short protectors that they shipped with. Always a good idea when moving these things around because they do have a lot of energy. BMS should stop shorts from affecting it, but I'll leave these straps on for lifting. Let's feed them towards the center. Close enough. A little brush all of the dust off. This mower's been in service. This will be its third summer. This in, put this facing those connectors. I wonder if these are 1/2 inch too. These are the new ones that came with the battery. I'm going to use the bolts that came with the battery because they are not standard. They are electric. And it looks like they are 13 mils. I'm going to use this. Let's do this the fast way. First up. Now it is important to do this. Remember that these batteries are live. Now, NEC states that voltage under 50 volts is safe voltage, so I'm not really worried about electrocution here, but shorts can start fires, and fires with lithium batteries are torch hard to put out, so yeah, you might want to, avoid dropping your tools or doing anything that might cause a short. I got my torch set to 8 on this. I believe this one goes between here and here. We'll go back and get the final torque when all said and done. Wouldn't that be something? If I want to slide these back in and these batteries are a little taller, that'd be hellish, huh? Crazy. Let's hope that's not happening. I can feed through the other direction of these guards. Let's use the shorter ones. They supply 2 different lengths. These don't, because there's only one lug per terminal. I don't need the longer lengths, so I'm going to save the longer lengths for other projects. Not really. It's just going to float around in my garage, and I'm like, I won't be able to find it for times. You got potential. Electrical screws are typically plated with stuff that makes them very corrosion resistant. I'm not going to say that it's good stainless steel, but pretty damn good. So they are what I consider a pretty good screw. Alright. Alright, torque these down to like 2 luggage ducks. Not so tight. They strip out. So they do have a breaking. I'm not breaking out torque like this. I mean, how much torque can I put with this 4-inch drive socket setting? Alrighty, tight. Huh. Well, I guess I messed that one up. I got away with it. Okay, battery pack's reassembled. Now I guess we gotta work it back in. This is much easier to work with now than it's not. 208 pounds. These are really annoying, these connectors. And I see 2 of the 3. Where's the third one? Oh, almost forgot something. Now I'm going to change this out for one of them long ones because there's 2 lugs under there. And I want to have good thread engagement. I'm going to try one out of the AGMs just for shits and giggles and see if it. Too long. So here's your note. I didn't need a 1/2 inch, I needed a 13. And you cannot reuse the bolts out of the AGMs. And the white posts, they are too long. Okay, you know, got a little sideways movement here too. So I wonder how hard it'd be. I'm going to take this charging port out so I can see what's going on underneath there. I'll probably do that. That looks like, oh, somebody's bleeding all over the job site too. It's not a job until it's not a complete job until somebody bleeds on it. Okay, I just didn't want you to listen to me swear. So the wires are tight. I needed to pull this out so I can get to this one gray wire to connect it to the charge. This will be for the AC charging. I also got the blood cleaned up off the job site. So all the pathogens are gone now. So everything's back together. I guess pull this thing over here so you can watch the connections being made, see what's going on there. Oops. So a lot of these connectors are very undesirable places. It makes them super difficult to deal with. So this one is now connected. This one is. This is that big Anderson connector I was talking about that provides the power. These things are generally a bitch to deal with. I believe this is the screw that bolts that down to there somewhere. In case you're wondering, this connector right here is where I tied the solar charge controller into. There are the 2 wires right there, so I'm going to throw some extra tape on that. Put a little bit extra vibration protection. But they really didn't want to spend an extra dime on wire. I'm telling you, these connections, I mean, are just, they're routed in, like, just crazy way it's routed. This, you need to route up underneath the fuse, plug it back in, and there's one more connection that needs to be made under there. And it's coming from that, it's coming from the other side of this fuse block. Might need to pull it out just a little bit to get at it. Pull the charging port up again. Okay, I don't know what to tell you about the connections under there. There's no way I can, like, camera angle it. They're crazy tight. Just like push the battery tray in all the way. I'm gonna take that to about 16 on the torque scale because I want to touch it. Give the old tube ugga dugga. And then it's back to the back side. I'm gonna place these bolts. Remember, these things I almost forgot. Got an extra washer in between the tab and the bolt. Tray needs up. Tray needs to go back a little bit. Need to unplug the dug of that. So, note the selves. Tighten these down first. And tighten this one down. Alright. Now we gotta put the charging port back together. If you don't lift this charging port out of here, doing those wires, reconnecting those connectors underneath it is going to be like real close to impossible. Kind of juiced up this charging port door too. I don't know how I did that. All right. That's a launch bell. I believe next is putting this on. The 2 bolts. Check these torques. Back cover. Switch out to 5. Master bolt. All right, give me a second to get all these tools cleaned up.
All right, well, here's the solar fleet and complete. This is a golf course golf cart. It's got a 370 watt solar roof on it. It's designed to do 36 holes of golf in one day on solar power. It has yet to have been tested this year. Last year it had this roof on it that made it over to the 0 turn. And then this is the cart I built in 2012. Same battery, same top. It's 215 watt top. That's what I use for my utility cart. It's really kind of a monster. I mean, as far as electric golf carts go, it's got a hitch on the back. It moves that pontoon boat around. It's pretty cool. But I mean, everybody's here, I'm assuming, to see the zero turn. Now, it'll be a couple of weeks before I can cut with this, so I won't really be able to test it out in full for till the grass grows, and that's probably at least 3 weeks away. So let me jump on it and give a little drive demo, and I'll get the blade spinning and maybe chop up some twigs. Enough power to run up the driveway. Anyway, that's it. Add one to the solar fleet.